Are you telling me it's 8:55?
And we're live. Welcome back to a new episode of Johnson and Nielsen. I'm your co-host, Prince Johnson.
I'm Martin. This is Nick Nielsen.
Well, actually, Martin McFly is on the way. But this is another episode of Johnson Nielsen. We haven't done this in a while. We've both been busy with our lives.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what we've been doing for a minute before we move on to the first day's topic. So what's been going on with you, Nick?
Oh, gosh, man. I actually just got back into town last night. I was in New Orleans for about a week.
Have fun?
I did. Saw some wonderful faces. A nice lady friend that I enjoy seeing.
Yes, sir, indeed.
Saw some good food, or ate some good food, saw some good people. Was able to catch a nice little movie coming out, but I'll get to that in a sec. How have you been, Prince?
It was good, man. I had some time to kind of reflect, and I was working a lot. When I got off, it was like I started going back to the gym again. I haven't been like a month.
Slacker.
Seriously, I felt so slow and just weak, and I'm like sore as hell right now. But it feels good.
I don't work out because I don't care. I'm not self-destruction, but I'm like,
it's all
Prince,
good.
You're not like me, man. Be the better man.
It's all good. So we got our coffees in hand here.
Oh yeah, good coffee.
Yeah. So but yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with me. Just kind of reflecting and just self-improving a lot.
Yeah, awesome.
So first topic of the day is we just had well, I'll just leave the opinion to the end, but we had a movie come out this weekend that you were about to mention.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I caught it when I arrived into town in New Orleans.
Yes. What did you think of it?
Yeah, so Stephen King's It 2017 just came out. Dude, I'm a big fan of Stephen King's It. The book I've read most of it, and it's a good book. It's long, and there's some stuff that is obviously cut out, and I'm okay that it's cut out. We'll go on details further. But dude, I saw that miniseries as a kid when it first premiered, and since then, I've had a fear of storm drains.
Really?
At a young age. Oh, because I must have been like 4 or 5 when that came out.
Okay. And
yeah, there's that image of a clown played by Tim Curry.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was Tim Curry when I was a kid. I just had this vision of a clown.
Crazy looking clown.
Just staring at me from a fucking storm drain, man.
Gotcha.
And, oh, God, I instinctively just had this fear.
Was it the fact that it was like a kid that gets killed? Or do you think it's just like that image in general?
I think it's sort of that image. That's something out of a nightmare, man. Because it's you're just walking what should be normal. And then you see what looks to be like, hi, come here.
Oh, ew! Yeah.
Yeah,
when you put it like that, I never really thought of it in that way. It is
yeah.
very creepy. I mean, seeing it on screen too is not exactly appealing either, but...
Right. But I actually have a huge love for the 90s.
The miniseries?
Very much so, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, the consensus is part 1's better than part 2 because, in the 90s miniseries, it felt like most of their budget was gone at that point. They put it all in the first half, and then... Well...
Okay.
I shouldn't say that. I don't know what happened behind the scenes.
Okay.
It's, and the adult actors are fine, but it just feels like, as a kid, the idea is way scarier.
Right.
But I feel like maybe when they come back and they're 40-year-old adults, I don't know, man. I feel like it's missed. It should have been really well thought out, how is this going to affect the adults, this childhood trauma. But now they're in their 40s. Dude, I'm almost in my 30s.
Right. And
it's this idea of, what if something... attacked you when you were a kid.
Yeah.
But now it's coming at you. I was like, well, I'm an adult. I'm going to kick its ass,
Right.
Yeah. So, but I feel like there's a way to do it. There's a psychological way you could do it. But overall, but regardless, I love the 90s miniseries.
Okay.
And this new movie, this may be the top 3 films. I would argue it's almost taken number 1 for me, the best movie I've seen all year.
Oh, wow. What were the other 2, you think?
I gotta give it to Split.
Okay.
And Wonder Woman.
All right, Wonder Woman for sure for me. Okay.
Yeah. But it's tough because I don't want to say it's number 1 because Wonder Woman is actually really up there.
Okay.
Split's up there too, but it's I'd have to rewatch it. But I just remember really fucking digging that film when I
Right. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Glass later on also.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I fucking loved it, man. What did you think of it?
I've never seen the old miniseries. I've only seen clips, and I've always seen that image of Pennywise, wondering what the hell is this weird clown thing with these awful teeth? And then I found out later it's Tim Curry in an old movie. I thought it was a movie, and then I found
Johnson's real hair.
No!
Yeah, he actually did that.
He just grew his hair out and shaved the middle?
Grew his hair out, shaved the middle, and then fucking did that perm.
Oh, that is sick, dude! I had no
wig. Yeah, that's what I just found out.
Dude, that's so awesome. Oh, did you notice the little cameo in the movie too?
Oh yeah, in that room.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of clever.
But yeah, I never really indulged in the old series. I never got a chance to see it. But this man was wow. Bill Skarsgård, dude.
Oh, dude. I like his dad. I like his brother just fine.
Yeah.
I never got a chance to watch Hemlock Grove.
Okay.
But everybody that watched it said, man, he's really good in it. He's really good in it. But he's not playing that character. He's playing like this
charming kind of guy.
Charming. And at first when I saw him, I was like, it's another Swedish pretty boy. I don't need this. We got his brother for that. I saw him in this, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, hold on. Let's. I'm gonna retract my previous statement.
Totally going outside the norm, man.
He's got some game.
He does, dude. Like I was very Okay, so Tim Curry's Pennywise, from what I've seen, was very much kind of like the...
Hiya, Georgie.
Yeah, he's like a very kind of gruff, like...
Do you have Prince Albert in a can?
Right.
I do.
He's like an obviously creepy guy. Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise is kind of like friendly, seemingly, but just the way he looks, and with his like little high-pitched voice, and
buck teeth.
And sometimes his voice will get really deep when he starts to get like serious.
Don't you want your book, Georgie?
Yeah, and I don't know, something about that dichotomy and that all that stuff.
Georgie. I love that goofy intro he does. It's kind of like, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, but it's fucking, look at him.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
dude, if you saw that image like in a strong drink, you're like, I'm gonna leave and come back with a gun and kill you.
Right, and the fact that he's also like, I told you about this the other day, like he's drooling while he's talking to him.
Sometimes in that scene, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is disgusting.
Yeah.
But yes, Bill Skarsgård blew it out of the park, man. He did a fantastic job. I'd never heard of the guy before.
Tim Curry, you'd be proud, bud.
He would, man. Yeah, I'm sure he is wherever he is right now. But yeah, man, and just let's talk about the kids, dude.
Oh, dude, they nailed it.
Yeah.
If I had any problem with it, is that there weren't enough of them. Sometimes.
Okay. Do you feel like the old series was better in that aspect, where they showed more?
I mean, but you're talking apples and oranges there. Because like, it's
how long was the miniseries?
I want to say it's like a 4-hour miniseries, I think, or 3.5 hours. So it's like the kids.
Yeah. How long is each part?
I want to say it's like each one is 2. Well, I mean, I guess in that regard, you could almost argue that they get. It's kind of the same time, especially if they're going to do this as a 2-part film. So really the movie does give it about ample time as the original, I think. I'd have to go and recheck.
Okay.
I might check now while we're talking about it. But it's...
Do you feel like...
I mean, like, one's a miniseries and the other is a feature film. And a feature film, you want to be a little more theatrical. You want to take your time. You want it to, like, really be...
cinematic.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we could argue now that TV is definitely cinematic is actually going to the cinema.
Right.
Different experiences completely, but still. Would you say you're a little bit happier with this version as far as like how they fleshed everybody out, or
okay, so the running time is 192 minutes total for the miniseries.
Oh, that's pretty long, but not as long as I was expecting.
Well, hold on. So like how long? So an hour and 60 minutes. That's 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that's an additional 30 minutes. So that's 2.5 hours total.
A little bit, yeah. Well, because under 20 minutes is 2 hours, so yeah, pretty close.
Oh Jesus! So, yeah. In fact, the movie, because this was what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
So like the 2-part movies might wind up being longer than the miniseries.
That's great. So what would you say? Would you say you were pretty happy with like how they adapted? Like, did you read the book at all?
I read some of the book. Yeah.
Okay. We'll kind of ignore the book for the most part.
Well, I mean, we'll touch on it when it needs to be touched on.
Yeah,
like,
right.
We'll just compare miniseries to movies.
Right. Do you feel like it was faithful, or?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously they deviated, and I wanted them to deviate. I wanted them to like, because with King's work, I feel like you should deviate.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay, why?
King's great in a novel format, man. Sometimes it works.
Okay.
And even sometimes you're just like, that's weird, but it's King.
Okay. Like for like the little sex scene they cut out, like that was.
Yeah, the infamous orgy scene, which I'm like, I don't even know how that fucking works as a book.
King tried. I read he tried to justify that by saying that was like something that would bond them all. That's how he justified it. That's Stephen King. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
You can't see me. My mouth is kind of almost a gape.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly what he said. He said that was.
No, I know he's defended it. Like, but but with that said, he also defends that he thinks the book Shining is better than the Stanley Kubrick film, and that's up for debate. If you like the book better than the Stanley Kubrick movie, but I know most people would say, look, it's one of the best films ever made, like horror films anyway.
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, it takes atmosphere. It doesn't do all the minute details of King's book. But
I mean, no movie should. I don't think.
No, even when King tried to adapt that into a miniseries, man, it's boring as hell. The one thing that the miniseries did better was that they gave the Jack Torrance character a more believable arc. As opposed to like Jack Nicholson, the second Jack Nicholson appears on screen, you're like, that motherfucker's crazy.
Exactly. So bring it back to the kids. Like, what's your opinion on each of the kids? You think?
Oh man. Okay. So we're going to talk about the movie. Well, first of all, in the miniseries, I like all the kids fine for the most part. And of course, a couple of them were actors that I knew that grew up and like went on to have like careers like Seth Green. We all know Seth Green.
Okay, yeah.
Jonathan Brandis, rest his soul.
Ah, man, he was such a good talent.
Dude, he's great in the original, man. I love him. And
I didn't know he was in it.
He's Stuttering Bill.
Oh, dude!
Yeah, he's the main kid.
Oh, man, I bet he was great.
My brother, you bastard. He's great in it, man.
I bet he was awesome, man.
Emily Perkins is Beverly. She was in the Ginger Snaps movies, those werewolf movies. I don't know if you ever watched them.
I saw Ginger Snaps like 2 or 3.
Oh, yeah?
A long time ago,
yeah. She's Beverly in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's fine. She's great. The movie, but it always feels like, okay, so like the miniseries implies and very like soft applies, and it's dark and shit, but like it always feels like when, obviously it was TV.
Yeah.
When it feels like they could do something, they don't. The movie takes everything to the 10th degree. Yeah, like there's this weird overtones with Beverly and her dad. Like, did he rape her? Did he molest her and shit like that? The miniseries doesn't quite imply. I mean, you could say maybe that's.
I read that's not really what happens in the book. He's just kind of like a douchebag father.
Well, like he like is very obsessed with her, like fucking having a period.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
Hey, interpretation, man. Interpretation.
Gotcha. Okay.
I know it's creepy as hell, dude.
Yeah.
The movie, man. God damn it, man. Dude, I love this new movie.
It's good.
Yeah. Georgie's great. I mean, not Georgie. Well, yeah, Georgie is great.
He's good. He was good for the moments he was in there. For a little kid like that, he was probably like 5.
And he's just such an innocent. I like this new Georgie a little better, man, because like you really sympathize with him. The other one, he's like, I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
He's like trying to be cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to this new Georgie, man, you almost feel for him. He's like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
He's like, without your it's
God,
just get out of there.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay. Rich.
Yeah, boy.
As much as I love Seth Green, man.
What's that kid's name? He's the kid from Stranger Things.
God damn it, I can't remember his name.
Keep going.
But dude, man, at first I was hesitant because I was like, oh wait, he's gonna, because like when you watch Stranger Things, and I love the fuck out of Stranger Things.
Absolutely, who doesn't?
He's the straight kid, he's he almost should be. You feel like
he's
be the Bill.
Bill, yeah, right.
Almost, without the stutter. Or he's like Sean Astin in the Goonies. He's like that leader in that kid. He's not the comic really, but you watch him in this movie, dude kills it. He's funny as fuck.
Dude, he's great. yes, dude. And he's also he was a great he was pretty much the comedy relief.
Yeah,
but in a great way. Like it wasn't too I'm the goofy guy,
No, but he's dude, he is that kind of best friend you want to have around.
Yes, absolutely. Who kind of tells you how it is, but also talks shit all the time.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Why don't you go blow your tag, you bullet?
Yeah, dude.
Oh man. Who's the kid? The germophobic kid who's always worried about everything.
Let's see.
But he was good, and at first I was kind of on the fence if I didn't know he was going to be good because the trailer, he's basically it's just piss and shit, it's gray water,
Yes, dude.
But then there's that other trailer where it's I saw clown. I know I saw him too. I was like Eddie. Okay, yeah. I was I don't know, he's either going to be great or and he's consistent all the way through. He's great, And then by the end, I'm fucking rooting for this fucking kid, man, because he kind of steps up.
Dude, he has like some of the most badass moments. It's kind of like he realized like he's not as sick as he's been told like his whole life.
No, man, and dude, he's like screaming at
yeah.
him. He's like,
"I'm gonna fucking kill you!"
Yeah. Oh, dude, man, like I love that fucking kid, man. I just love, dude, and the chick who played his mom, dude. I know, like, dude, she's in a fat suit and shit. She had to have been. In a
Was she really?
She had to have been.
You think?
I don't know, but like, you know, it would add something. But like,
I don't know.
Dude, she played creepy, man.
Oh, dude, totally. She was like that really weird, like overbearing kind of mom.
Dude, it reminded me of a buddy's mom in high school.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, it's a real thing, dude.
It's not a real thing.
They want to kind of keep their kids at home the whole time. That's why.
like you know, come give your mom a kiss. And like Richie's like, I'm gonna come give you a kiss too.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was funny, but it was also kind of like, ew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard was Richie's name. His real name.
Finn Wolfhard. Man,
Yeah.
that kid is good. Man,
it was a great job.
Yeah.
Chick
played Bev, man. She was a fucking force to be reckoned with.
Oh, dude, she's gonna be a little star, I think, man.
Dude, yeah, I hope to see great things from her. Man. She was fantastic.
Yes, man. How'd you like her compared to the older one?
Again, man, she took it to the 10th degree.
Okay.
Now, if I had to do a complaint that I think the miniseries did better,
really,
there's like Mike and Stan.
Mm-hmm.
I feel really get sidelined.
Dude, I totally agree. The black kid and the Jewish kid get fucked in this movie, basically.
A little bit. It's like, what are their character aspects? Well, Richie's the funny guy. Eddie's like the germaphobe. Bill has a stutter and he loves his brother. Beverly is possibly being molested, but you know, she just, you know, and there's rumors that she's a whore, but she's not, and all the kids see that and they all love her. Stan is the Jewish kid, and Mike's the black kid.
Yeah, but I will say, I think that Stan gets screwed over a little more than Mike. Mike at least has like
Mike's got a little backstory.
And he's important to the story.
Oh, he's very important. Yeah. Well, not as much as he was like in the miniseries.
Right.
Because in the miniseries, I like the fat kid. What's his name?
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah.
Ben is in the movie. He's doing the history report.
Right.
About Derry, and that's where he finds like the history of like a lot of shit. That's supposed to be Mike. Right. Mike did that shit in the miniseries. Ben in the miniseries, he's got his own issues. Like he loves Beverly, but he's too shy to admit that shit. That shit's all in there.
Yeah.
But like he's got his own story. Like his dad died in the war, and him and his mom are living with their aunt and his cousin. Ben.
Oh, Ben. Okay. That's not even talked about at all.
Oh no, his dad died. Like Pennywise takes the form of his dad at one point. He was trying to get him to come to the sewers.
Oh, they kind of screwed him a little bit then. Not as much. But,
no. And look, you know, you got to remember like the balancing act. How do we keep it flowing?
Yeah.
How do we keep it fresh?
That's true.
And some shit should probably get focused on more so. And like I remember, Cary Fukunaga, who was originally attached to this.
Yes.
He cut the Stan character completely out.
Yeah. I can see why he would do that, but also it's kind of like, why? Why would you do that, man?
Well, I guess it's like, well, what, we're just going to have a body, like, just in place? Like,
well, I ain't gonna lie, Stan was probably the most bland character out of all.
Well, you know what, to be fair, though, in the miniseries, he was kind of the blandest character, too.
Okay. I wish I read the book, so I could...
I would say just watch the miniseries. Just watch the first half.
Okay.
And then if you get curious, watch the second half. Okay. It's actually still a good story, but everyone universe is like, oh, the first half's better. When they're kids, it's just something a little scarier when you're a kid.
Right.
As opposed when you're a 40-year-old adult.
Right.
Yeah, and you're all running around and shit. It's like, dude, he's a clown. Just tackle him. Just punch him in the face.
Right.
You know, it's like,
but I'm sure, well...
shoot him with a gun.
I'm sure in the second part, like, there's going to be some crazy stuff. I don't know yet, but, like, I'm pretty sure, like, he's going to come back and fuck with them in a lot of crazy ways.
I'm curious, and I want him to do it in the next few years, too, because, like, you know, you want, like, Bill, like, Pennywise to look the same, because he's still, like, that same image when they were kids, and that's the psychological
man.
But they're all clearly 40 now.
Yeah.
Because they're, like, 13 and 27 years, and...
Okay, let me. Speaking of that, so the kids have already kind of come out and said who they want is like their adult counterparts.
Who played them in the
Yeah, who would you kind of like to have?
Dude who played Richie, man, he said he wants Bill Hader, and I said, genius, fucking cast him tomorrow.
Yes, I agree, man.
A year and a half ago, I called this. I posted on Twitter. You can find that tweet. I said, I'm calling it now. Jessica Chastain as Beverly.
Yeah.
Because she's worked with the director before. They have a good working relationship.
Redhead,
ginger. And I could see this girl being like kind of a weird younger version of Bev. So like, yeah, that's my pick. That was my pick a year and a half ago.
Okay.
That's who I think.
In the miniseries, didn't the girl who played Lana Lang play her as an adult?
Anna O'Toole?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her.
Okay, I thought
the adult version.
Yeah, I saw.
Which is funny, she looks nothing like Emily Perkins.
Really? Okay.
In the face, it's like way off. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
In fact, the adults, it's kind of some big, like John Ritter is Ben.
Really?
Oh yeah, so I guess the whole joke is that Ben, when he grows up, dude, he loses all the weight and he's actually a handsome dude.
Okay, all right, awesome, man. Oh, okay, I did read about that. He does get fit and shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
he tells the story about like how he got fit because he was tired of getting made fun of. So like one summer, he went out for track, dude. And he spent the whole summer just running and shit like that. And then when he
That's
came,
cool.
Yeah,
All
well, it's
right.
because like I think like some kids were like bullying him that were on the track team, and the coach saw it and didn't do shit. And then he went up to the coach and he said, "I'm going to go out and I'm going to smoke everybody. And when I do, I want you to apologize to me." So then, like, he spent the whole summer running and shit like that.
Badass.
And he came back and he fucking blew everyone away. And then he walked right up to the fucking coach who was pissed off and shit. And he goes, "How about that apology?" And the coach punched him. But then the coach got fired because of that.
This happens in the book?
Because that was in the miniseries, yeah.
Oh, sweet, man. I love that.
Yeah. So he talks about how, like, well, because of that little love tap, he lost his job and never got to teach again and shit.
Good. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But then he's like John Ritter and shit like that.
Okay, yeah.
Did you ever watch Night Court?
Night Court?
Yeah, the old TV show back in the 80s.
I've heard of Night Court.
The lead actor is the adult Richie, and he's funny. He's kind of like the adult version. He still is that comic relief.
Okay, Richie becomes like a radio personality or something, right?
He's like an actor, a game show, like comedian. He's supposed to be.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
that makes sense. Totally makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Mike?
Mike, because he was so into history, stays in Derry and sort of works for the library and becomes the town historian and shit like that. He's the one that calls everybody and says it's back.
Okay, something controversial just came out day before yesterday, actually. They've been talking about turning Mike's character into a heroin addict.
Hold on, well, I mean...
It's only, I know why it's controversial, but like...
Because you have the black guy as the drug addict.
You automatically got the black guy as a drug addict, and Stan, who's the only Jewish guy, kind of kills himself at the very beginning. Now, what are your thoughts?
I'm curious to see what's... Okay,
I think they're going to keep that he's the historian now, like it's because Ben's already obviously gone, and Mike is still going to be in Derry. But,
sure.
But they're just they're trying to like
Well, I mean,
add a little weight to it. Like,
well, on top of that, dude, it's like you got to remember the original story. It was the 50s and then the 80s because that was when the book was released. That was present day.
That's right.
But it's like in 2017, like a town historian from the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, but. I don't know, dude. Imagine like the ramblings of a druggie calling up your old friend and saying, "You need to come back. The clown's back." And they're like, "Dude, you're on drugs." No.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm saying, theatrically, maybe they got an idea. Maybe they got a really good idea of like.
I'm not saying I'm exactly against it. I'm just kind of curious because when you hear stuff like that, especially as a black man, and a black career,
I can understand.
It kind of makes you go, "Why the fuck would you do that?" Like,
okay, well, let me give you maybe this will provide you with some sort of solace.
Yeah, go for it.
In the miniseries, he's the one that calls him and brings them all back. But then so spoiler alert, Stanley killed himself.
Okay.
Like, in fact, the end of part 1, adult Stanley kills himself right after the phone call where Mike says it's back. Goes to the bathroom, takes a bath, slits his wrist, and his wife comes in a few minutes later, and like there's blood everywhere, and he's dead, and he wrote "it" in blood on the.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's so scared of it, he doesn't want to face it again.
Yeah.
And like they even do flashbacks about like why was he so scared, and he said because like apparently he was just it did something where like he just terrified Stan.
Do you see the deadlights or whatever? You think that he sees it in the new movie?
Well, it's implied he could. But
yeah.
Anyway, I don't know quite, but I think it's just because like he was just kind of chicken shit. Okay. In fact, they sort of imply like he keeps wanting to ignore it. He keeps wanting to ignore it. Okay. Even in the movie, he does that. In the miniseries, he did that shit.
Yeah, he is the kind of one who kind of wants to say, "Yeah, let's just go."
Yeah, let's just go. Come on, we're kids.
And he's like, "You guys left me,"
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah,
dude, he almost gets eaten too. So it's like
that's true.
Yeah, like he probably fucking face.
Yeah, he probably is the one character that probably has the most trauma because he really gets close with Pennywise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the miniseries, something happens like that too, where like he grabs Stan and like pins him against the wall, and then Eddie comes to save him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, Eddie, man, who could play Eddie?
Man, okay. So we got to go with the late 30s to early 40s. Maybe mid 40s if you want to be a little bit. There's some wiggle room, but man, that's a tough one. I don't know who would you cast as Eddie. All right, okay, so let's go through why don't we start from the beginning? We'll just go through.
All right. So Bill.
Okay. Who would you pitch?
Honestly, with Bill, I don't know why I immediately thought of what's his name, dude, from Arrested Development, Jason Bateman for some reason.
That'd be a good choice.
Yeah, I don't know. I just see. I don't know why I see him kind of having like a little bit of good weight to him.
My pick, Adam Scott.
Adam Scott, okay.
Adam Scott.
He has that kind of look too. I can.
Well, and I was looking at the kid, and I was just like, oh, I could totally see him like being like Adam Scott being like he's the old Adam Scott being the older version of this character.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And like, dude can do serious. You don't see him do much serious. He does more comedy and
right.
stuff like that. But if you know, but he can, he's got that good leading man face, and I feel like he's totally underrated, man. Like
he's capable.
Yeah, he kind of does the stutter because like when they tell him that it's back, his stutter kind of comes back a little bit.
Oh, so he loses his stutter when he's an adult.
Oh yeah. He becomes a successful horror writer.
Okay, got you. All right.
Subtle, Steven, subtle.
right. Okay.
So that could be interesting, man, because like and he sees the ghost of Georgie, so you get the kid who played Georgie to come back and shit. And now you're 40, dude. You're just like, oh man, that. See, like I said, there's some shit they can really do that movie wise could really fuck with them.
For sure, man.
Yeah. The miniseries couldn't do, but like they could do it.
Okay.
And now that you have the first film to build off, there's like, dude, you could just go balls to the wall with this.
Fuck yeah, dude. We already got Jessica Chastain.
Okay, that's you.
Yeah.
Maybe if she says no.
Oh,
maybe Bryce
Dallas Howard. Yeah.
But they look just alike in my opinion.
Yeah, wait. What do you mean? Like those two?
I think they look just alike. Yeah.
I know they're both Bryce.
A little bit. They have that same look and the same blue eyes and the ginger.
Okay. I can see it.
They look about as much like each other as like a Natalie Portman and Keira Knightley.
I got you. Yes,
very similar.
They definitely kind of the same type.
Yeah.
So what about Ben?
Well, I know the kid said he wanted like a Chris Pratt to play him, which I thought would be funny because like he was a fat guy and then he got like in shape and he's handsome.
Well, I would like Chris Pratt to like actually come out and do like a good dramatic role actually.
But do you think like especially after being in Guardians and Jurassic World, like he'd come and play like a second fiddle in a sequel to a horror film?
I think I feel like if he, as an actor, like if he wants to like just stretch himself a little bit, I think that'd be a good choice for him.
Sure, okay, I get that.
I don't think he'd be opposed to that. I think he would do it probably if they actually offered it to him.
Maybe.
But yeah, I think Chris Pratt would be an interesting choice.
But I feel like there's another choice out there. Like actually, like Brittany said, what about Chris Hemsworth? But I said, oh, that'd be funny. But he's kind of like he's still young. He's still too young in my opinion.
Yeah, he's only like
30.
30. Yeah, he's like our age. So going back to Bill, another choice I kind of had was No.
What were you gonna say?
It's not for Bill. It's actually for Richie.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good thing
just because he looks so much like him to me, and I actually kind of want him to play like if Stranger Things went a little further.
Right.
I feel like Adam Driver would be a good version of that kid.
Oh, 100%. That's a great choice. Again, though, too young. Like that dude, I think is younger than us. Like he's in his late 20s. Like that.
Adam Driver?
Yeah.
No, he's older than me. He's 33.
Still a little too young.
It is a little too young.
Yeah, maybe it was like 4 years. I'd
4 or 5 years older. Yeah. I agree.
I give it a pass, but nah, I can't. Because I wouldn't buy him as a 40-year-old dude.
I feel you. What about Stan?
Well, you and I talked about it because Stan bites the dust pretty early on. I said, wouldn't it be great if you got like a big name actor that really shoots for like a day or two, and like kills himself and shit? Like, it'd be a very dramatic.
And you think he's gonna be like, like a big part of the story?
Well, to the unknown
audience.
Yeah. But we all know.
Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Okay. You said JGL, right?
Well, that's who the kid said.
Okay. Who would you probably get?
Well, they do have like that blonde curly hair and shit like that, so I don't know.
I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head for that role.
Tom Hiddleston, I guess, because they kind of look. He could look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then he does have that kind of look a little bit.
They have a very similar look. Yeah.
You think he would do that for like one day?
But I think that, like, you tell him like, hey, we want it to be very dramatic death and shit like that. Like to really bring some gravitas. I mean, as an actor, like you said, it's like to challenge yourself. And, like, cinematically, dude, you are going to have a very important scene.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah.
He sets up the whole second part, pretty much.
I mean, remember, they got Orson Welles in the Muppet movie.
And Transformers, which I love. I love Transformers. The original, not the other shit. But anyways, Mike.
Well, I know the actor said he wanted, like, Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman is in his 40s, surprisingly.
No, that would work. I don't know. I just feel like there's a huge wrong. Well, I just feel like he picked him because he's hot right now.
He's like Black Panther. He's the guy right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
James Brown.
There's. I feel like there's a better choice. Like a choice of an upcoming dude who's around that age. Could probably do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's kind of like there's a ton of great black actors out there, but like it's kind of hard to pick one who's like in that right age range right now.
Yeah.
Most of like the super great ones, like or the more well knowns, were like in their 50s and up right now.
Right. Kel Mitchell.
No.
I bet
hey,
nice.
You know what's funny though? That would be if they ever announce that. That would be such a left field choice. And what if he like killed it?
Yeah,
that would be amazing. I'm not against it. Like if they announced it, I'd be like, what? Why? But hey, I've been surprised before, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't really think of a good one for Mike at the moment.
We'll come back to that one. I feel like there's some, especially, dude, if they want to go with that story, that change in the story arc.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I can see why everyone's offended, but as an actor, man, there's some gravitas in playing it like that and shit like that. Like, damn,
right?
Like, you're a druggie. This thing is back, and no one believes you. It's like that.
Sure.
Dude, that is crazy.
For sure.
Yeah, because and you think about it, it would add a little more weight to the town because you're going on like, there's something killing these kids, and they're like, "Oh, shut up, you druggie!"
Right.
The adults don't believe him,
right?
So he has to call back the original kids because they'd be the only ones that believe him. And then when he gets back, what if he's keeping it a secret from them and shit like that? And they're just like, "Mike, you've been doing heroin this whole time."
Yeah.
So you see, there's
it'll be a little
it adds a little more believability to this idea of like
something's out there.
Why bring them back? I mean, yeah, they did the blood oath, but they were like 13.
Right.
Why would a 40-year-old dude call them?
You know what? That's gonna be a cool image though to see that when they're like adults. So.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait to see that actually.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Now for Richie, did you say who you want to forget?
The kid said Bill Hader, and I agree.
Okay, yeah, I think Bill Hader would be a fucking awesome choice, man. Okay, what's the name of the bully's name?
Henry Bauer.
Okay, who would you cast actually as adult Henry Bauer?
Well,
he's important.
Well, he is, and if they actually didn't kill him off.
Yeah. I don't think they did. I think he's going to probably be fucked up, but like...
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, then. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Who's a crazy, kind of blondish, brown-haired kid out there?
Well,
guy out
in
there.
the books, dude, after he sees Pennywise and shit, his hair turned white.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so when he comes back to adult, his hair is like bleach white.
Okay.
Alright. What about, I didn't know anything choice. What about, well, he's like 50 though, but he's supposed to be a little older than him anyway.
Who?
What about the dude who played Bobby Briggs in Twin Peaks? That motherfucker's hair is white and...
Oh, shit! What's his name, man?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what you're talking about, though, but yeah, that'd be an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Do you feel like his chops are up enough?
After watching the new season of Twin Peaks, fuck yeah, dude. Everyone's game stepped up in that show.
Okay.
Yeah. Like some of the weakest links from the original, man, they were good.
You know what? I have to agree. He was...
He added some gravitas in this last
10 times better than he was as a kid.
He wasn't like the old show. It's like, she loved me.
Dana Ashbrook. That's
his
name. Dana Ashbrook.
No, but him as an old Henry Bauer, man. Like, fucking getting that white hair shit. Dude has a little edge in his eye and shit.
He'd be the right age, because he was born in 67, so he's actually not that... He's just turned 50.
Right. So he'd be kind of close to that age, roughly.
A little bit. They're like supposed to be.
And he's supposed to be fucked up. So his face looks. And the fact that we saw the deadlights. Yeah, dude.
Exactly.
I think it's a great choice.
Well, he still looks pretty good. He looks decent for his age, man.
I think he looks great for his age.
So he could probably do it.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't think. It's hard to like off the spot, like to think of actors who have like crazy kind of look. That could do this. That wouldn't seem like campish either.
Another choice I had for maybe. Bill. What about John Krasinski?
Krasinski, the guy from The Office?
Yeah, he's pushing.
You know what? I think he'd be a great choice, actually.
Yeah.
He kind of has that kind of like women like him. He's a tall, lanky kind of guy. He kind of looks like he would grow up to be kind of handsome, like that. Right. Yeah.
And I know he can do dramatic as well as comedic, but like
for sure.
But like he's still not quite like that. Because you think of actors like, oh shit, they couldn't get him. Oh shit, they couldn't get him.
Wait a second, I think he might be a little too old too, though.
What's that?
Who could play what's his name, the bully?
Who?
What about Kiefer Sutherland?
That would be a great thing, like coming back to like fucking when he did Stand By Me.
Yeah,
He plays a very similar bully.
Right.
Could work.
He's like a little bit. He's 52 now.
Right.
Not 52, but 50. So I kind of feel like he could do it too.
I think so. I'm sure he's only 50. I thought he was like close to pushing 60 almost.
No. Because I remember when he did Metal Gear Solid 5, he was like 47, 46. Yeah, he's getting up there. So I think he'd probably be the right age.
Could work.
I think so, man.
That's not a bad choice.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll come full circle with the whole Stephen King.
Dude, totally, though. Hey, if you're listening out there, guys.
Yeah, right.
Kiefer Sutherland. Okay.
Well, actually, you know what I was going to say? If we want to come back and, like, with that idea in mind, what about for, like, Ben? What about, like, a Will Wheaton or, like, a Jerry O'Connell?
Dude, wouldn't that be awesome?
Right?
And Will Wheaton's the perfect age right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, dude.
Got the Stand By Me kid.
Hell yeah, dude. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And
shit. What about...
What's the dude who played, he played the chubby kid in Stand By Me?
Yes, that's Jerry O'Connell.
What if he did Ben?
That's what I just said.
Oh, okay. I just said, the other guy.
Well, I did. I said Will Wheaton or Jerry.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, yeah, dude, that'd be awesome.
But then, oh man, let me take it a step further. What about Joaquin Phoenix as
Bill?
Brother died. Stephen King story.
Oh, bro. Oh, wow.
That has some layers.
Oh,
it's like he does. Like, dude, one-off role.
Yeah.
Sign a contract for 7 films and shit.
Right. Could add some fucking weight.
I'm just that. I know it's probably a choice that will never happen. But present them, show them the first movie, send them a script for that one, and be like,
dude, totally. I just realized there's like definitely a connecting vein with all Stephen King's kind of kid characters.
Oh, there's a connecting vein with like every Stephen King character.
Right? Yeah, I just haven't realized that though.
It's like fucking what is it? 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, Stephen King characters.
Basically, man.
Yeah, like all their shit's slowly connected.
Right.
Yeah,
quick note before we move on to the next one. Do you feel like with the Dark Tower?
What about it?
Do you feel like there was a lot of missed opportunities with what could have been connected?
Yes.
Okay.
And yes.
Any specifics you want to go into for a moment? Or?
Do I want to talk about like how it could have been connected or how the film could have just been better?
Okay, let's say how the film could have been better, number 1.
Simple. Do a straight adaptation of the first book, The Gunslinger, and you have a great movie.
Right.
Wouldn't be that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Would actually be great. Intro to the world.
Visually, too, and beautiful.
Yeah, I mean...
Cool.
It's like they're trying to jam like some of that shit that's like not even introduced to like book 2 or 3, and it's like, why are you trying to do this? And why are they shooting at the tower? That shit never happens in the books. It's like
could have thrown it back to Sergio Leone a little bit,
Yeah, keep it a little simple and shit like that. Like build that shit up for the next movie, man. It's like pique their interest. You think it's a western, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, but they're all singing "Hey Jude" in a bar, and wait a minute, this kid's talking about being from New York.
And that's the thing, man. That for me, when I was listening to the audiobook, that's what was cool about it to me. It's like, okay, this is a western I'm reading here, but then it kind of you start hearing stuff from like seems like it's modern day stuff.
And they talk about demons and shit.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck's going on? Where does this take place?
And then it's like this weird world where it used to be advanced and futuristic, but now it's like gone back to the olden days.
I've heard things like, it could possibly be like Earth just way in the fucking future.
Could be Earth in the future. Could be an alternate dimension of Earth.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Could be another planet altogether.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Okay, so basically, just they just should have done a better adaptation.
That's really it. And it's not the cast's fault. The cast actually they were fine. They just weren't giving great stuff.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. But
Yeah.
Quick, just for me, like.
But I mean, if you thought maybe I pitched a little too high. Like, if you thought it was going to be like we were going to see like a Pennywise versus Roland scene, that shit never happens.
No.
But it's like, but it's just really cool how it does sort of connect all the work.
You do see Pennywise as or a Pennywise structure or whatever.
I think that was just the producers having a little joke because they knew the movies were coming around at the same time and shit.
Damn.
I know.
But anyways, missed opportunity. But
I agree.
At least we know.
For a hot second, because you see when you see that Pennywise shit, you see Jake kind of walk off and shit. I thought, ooh, is Skarsgård gonna have a cameo? Or
that'd be awesome.
Right.
You know what though? Even though we were both pretty disappointed in the movie itself, I do feel like I thought it was a fun movie, but that was it. I do feel like when they do the TV series, they can fix a lot of things still. It's possible.
Well, I mean, time travel is a thing, and they could rewrite some shit. So, which happens in the books,
right?
Yeah.
Well, I would love if they just kind of redid the whole thing. To be honest.
Yeah, but then do you keep the cast? Do you just start over?
You could keep everybody like it was. Just start fresh. Start the series from how the books start.
Not that I want to blame anybody, But there's a certain production company that rhymes with Roni. Fucking
Tony.
Sony. Fucking it's Sony.
Well,
it just feels like, man, they botch their own shit. They shoot themselves in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
Like they get scared of doing something original, and they just try to like make it look like everything else. Like,
Ghostbusters. Oh,
it's Amazing Spider-Man 2.
yeah. Well,
I mean, or like Amazing Spider-Man 1. It's always like this blue light shooting out from the sky or something like that. Ghostbusters, Dark Tower, Amazing Spider-Man.
you made a good point there. Actually, there's always some kind of like thing shooting in the sky.
And then we got to stop it. It's like, just because Avengers did it and it was a successful film doesn't mean everybody has to fucking do it. You know, the two highest rated films, top grossing films of all time are still Titanic, a historical about a ship hitting an iceberg, and then Avatar, which is basically Gone with the Wind with elements of like Terminator and Aliens. And
But he's
not Gone with the Wind, but fucking Last of the Mohicans.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Still a good story.
Oh, it's a great story. And Jim Cameron knocked it out of the park, man.
Put his own twist on it.
Both the films by his, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just don't... Guys, it's not that hard to just make a good movie. And, like, the good movies that were top grossing that, like, Sony did, like Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, all did, like, deviated. They did their own original shit.
What do you think it is that there had to have been something that happened, man? Kind of like...
I don't know.
Well, no, there had to have been a movie that came out that they thought was going to be really successful and it must have bombed.
That they put out?
That had to have been the case, man. There had to have been some big franchise that they saw where it's like they tried to adapt it probably straight, like exactly how it was supposed to be.
I'll tell you exactly what it was.
Go ahead.
It was the Avengers and Marvel.
You think?
Shared universes and everything. Look at all three of the properties they have that I just named. Spider-Man, they were trying to do their own Spidey universe with like all the side characters, the Sinister Six and shit. Spider-Man 2 was supposed to be like the setup with the Sinister Six characters.
Were those successful movies?
What?
Those the Spider-Man's amazing ones?
Obviously, with all the stuff that happened behind the scenes, what does that tell you?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, they were trying to do the Ghostbusters cinematic universe, which...
Oh, man.
Ghostbusters doesn't need a cinematic universe!
Why? That's the thing that pisses me off, man. Like, I'm sick of this fucking, like... Not every movie or franchise needs a fucking cinematic universe.
Well, here's the thing. I don't hate cinematic universes if they're done well. Marvel does it well. DC could potentially do it well. I like Wonder Woman a lot. But if it doesn't need it, then don't do it. You know? And then there's directors that have kind of always been doing it, and no one really, and like the fans liked it, but like no one jumped on that back. So like Kevin Smith was doing it with all the View Askew films. Tarantino does it with every one of his films. And technically, Stephen King has been doing it longer than any of them.
But that's all original stuff. That's the thing.
Right. I mean, in theory, Dark Tower could, but like Sony doesn't own the rest of that shit. Like Warner Brothers and New Line own it, and like.
And also, those universes, quote unquote, were not made for profit. They were made just because like they thought it was, hey, I want to connect my characters.
Sure, absolutely.
It wasn't like I'm doing this so I can make another movie down the line, so I can make some more money.
Oh, of course, It's not like we're going to see a Roland versus Pennywise movie.
And I don't need that. That'd be cool. I don't know why. That'd be pretty gas.
Cool, yeah. But nah, ain't gonna happen. And nor should it really.
No, I agree.
It's like that'd be full fan service. Yeah.
Okay, let's step away from it for a moment. So we also had some pretty quote unquote news, I'll say, this week too.
A lot of shit dropped.
Yeah, yes. Well, yesterday let's start off with Hellboy himself, man. We got
David Harbour?
Yes, sir. From Stranger Things. We got the first image of him as Hellboy, man.
Looks pretty badass, I ain't gonna lie.
Looks fucking cool, man.
I think it looks great.
A lot of people are kind of backlashing a little bit too.
Why?
And it's so stupid. They're like, he looks just like Ron Perlman. I'm like,
the character's supposed to look.
Exactly.
And look, Harbour, I'm not saying he looks like Ron Perlman, but
she doesn't need to.
No, but I'm saying like they have a similar
type. They're both big dudes. They're both big guys.
Yeah, with a face that looks like that could be Hellboy.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
It did not say that either of them are chuds. Hellboy's not a chud.
No. Obviously, he's got
he looks like a badass demonic warrior.
And he should. Yeah. Exactly what you look like. You made a good analogy yesterday. You say you look like this is like the heavy metal version of Hellboy.
Yeah, get that hair down and shit like
that. Yes, dude. Hell yeah.
Shit, make him more
fucking A, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He just looks badass, man. Like the makeup, the prosthetics and stuff they got on him.
Great.
I love it.
Doom looks good.
Dude, yes. Nothing looks like too oversized or anything. He just looks like he almost walked straight out of the comic just with like little small changes.
Sure.
And I'm totally fine with that, man.
And I like how you don't see his feet, so you don't know if is he gonna have normal feet or is he gonna have the
hooves.
The hooves. 'Cause in the comics, he has the hooves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that Del Toro originally wanted to do the hooves too, but he ultimately just said, that was an unnecessary effect that we would have to do.
Hey, we'll see, man. I mean, there's an easy way to do
I was
that.
like, what would you have a quick shot of like hooves and like maybe he like puts his feet in things that look like shoes?
Right?
Yeah, I was like, I mean, it's a fucking.
Grandma,
it's a cop out, but it's like you're kind of like, okay, he is like that. He just hides.
Well, hey, fun fact: Grand Moff Tarkin, Peter Cushing in Star Wars, was wearing sandals the whole time.
I know, that was fun. Or was that saying it was house shoes, wasn't it?
I think it was sandals.
I thought that was house shoes because it'd be more comfortable.
Okay, I can't remember if it was sandals.
They said the boots were uncomfortable.
Okay, I know that's for damn sure. You said, yeah. Okay.
Pompous British. No, I love Peter Cushing.
I love Peter Cushing,
Rest his
man.
soul, man.
Yeah, dude. Original Van Helsing. So yeah, we got Hellboy.
It was good stuff.
Was it Daniel Day Kim?
Daniel Day. Oh, for
yeah. So Ed Skrein, there was a big news kind of story that dropped a few days ago. Ed Skrein
was cast as a character.
Yeah,
I can't remember the character.
Me neither. But the character was originally Asian, and he dropped out once he found out the character was like that.
Yeah, he's like, "Why would you cast me?"
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "Look, I can't. I feel uncomfortable. This should be an Asian actor."
Right.
And then the studio did the right thing, and they went and they cast an Asian actor.
Yeah, they cast Daniel Day Kim, man, a great actor from you might know him from Lost.
Mm-hmm. No, and good on him, man. Like that, the whole whitewashing shit's been kind of like, it's been pissing me off in the last couple of years because you're just like, damn it, man. There's so many good Asian actors that don't get a shot.
Totally. And you know what? I'm very glad this happened. I'm super glad, but at the same time, it shouldn't have taken Ed Skrein dropping out of this for that to like be an obvious thing that should have happened.
Did it piss you off a little bit? Like maybe Tilda Swinton should have just dropped out when all that shit was going on with Doctor Strange.
I mean, I like Tilda Swinton and all, but like, I.
But I mean, think about it. Like the ancient one, man. That could have been
It could have been a great older Asian actor, man.
Yeah, man or woman, because they were. It's like one shade to
totally,
have an Asian woman. You got Asian actors. If you want to keep it to the original, have an old Asian
there's
guy.
like you said, there's so many amazing actors out there who are of Asian descent, man, that could have done that role just as well, if not better.
Dude, you know what? And that could have easily been an unknown actor. It's like,
Absolutely.
I know like some of I've heard some bullshit. It was like the Death Note thing. Well, we wanted somebody that could didn't have an accent, didn't have like.
That's so stupid.
American actors
that itself is racist.
Yeah, I was like, there are so many Asian actors, but they probably don't have a lot of stuff because no one's casting them. You fucking fuckfaces.
Exactly.
Sorry, I get a little.
No, I totally understand that, man.
Yeah, because I was like, that's just dumb logic. It's like,
well, because the whole idea is that there's no marketable Asian actors and stuff.
Because you're not giving them a shot, dude.
Right. And Max Landis, he spoke about this. He was talking about Ghost in the Shell, where he's like, you don't understand the system or whatever. I love Max Landis, but
no. Well, he's not wrong.
No, I know. But I love Max Landis, but I just kind of feel like the reason is like you were about to say is because they just don't give them a chance anymore, man.
Well, you know what it takes, in my opinion. Here's the thing. And I'd argue this is even going back to originally the segregation with African Americans in Hollywood and shit too. You didn't give them a lot of good roles.
Right.
No one's giving them a shot, but all it's going to take is one standout role.
Yeah.
Where everybody's like, oh fuck, we want that, and then everyone's like, well, we'll cast an Asian actor, we'll cast a black actor,
exactly.
And then suddenly it's going to be it'll be the flavor of the week for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like guys, does it really take that? I mean,
well, it took actors like Denzel, Lawrence Fishburne,
step up.
Yeah, man. Sidney Poitier, he was the original.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
And even before him, Paul Robeson, back in the early days.
What actress from Gone with the Wind who actually got an Academy Award? She won, right? For Gone with the Wind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For playing a mammy role. But I mean, it's at the same time though, even though.
Well, you want to go back and be a little offensive. The Songs of the South, the actor that won.
I know. I know.
Oh,
I mean,
Disney's we're never releasing that film. I'm just release it and put in a policy.
And I understand. I understand how offensive it can be to some people, but
I get it.
These people at the same time, they were pioneers for what they were doing, man. They had to. It sucks.
Doesn't that fucking say something like Disney will release the Donald Duck Nazi cartoon with a thing at the beginning saying, we do not advocate Nazism. This is just a thing for history that we're releasing, but they won't release Songs of the South.
Well, I mean, because Nazism in America, it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's on the rise. It's kind of just where it's always been. It's just kind of in the public more. But I feel like releasing something like that is probably more offensive.
Yeah, but you have movies like Django Unchained, 12 Years a Slave, and this is a very watered down.
Yeah, but those are movies where the black person is the hero. And
well, Django, he's the hero. 12 Years a Slave, he's the victim.
he's the victim, and
he's the protagonist. I will say that he ain't no hero.
Right.
Well, he's a hero,
but also, you guys.
Your definition of hero, I guess, is
no. I realize what you're saying. It's just like that movie was also kind of like set up to be an Oscar film too, obviously.
Well, technically all three films, you could argue, because Song South did win an Oscar, didn't it?
It did. Well, I think for that role.
All three of them were, I think, were Oscar-nominated films.
Yeah, hold on. I'm not gonna check right now. But that'll take too long. But yes, we will do research on that. But I can understand why people will be offended. But we do need people like that. So we do need Asian actors right now who will kind of pave the way. And they do, I get it, they have to do little small crappy roles and everything right now.
It was like our pitch for Dragon Ball Z, man. We want it to be a predominantly Asian cast.
It has to be, dude.
Yeah.
It has to be, man. There's no, I feel like it'd be
Goku! Yeah!
And I feel like, I just feel like when you
And the right actors out there, man.
It is!
We got our whole Dragon Ball Z cast sitting around, dude. They're born to play these parts. I know they're out there right now.
I'm telling you, man. What is it? It just sucks. What does it say about like where we are as a country sometimes? Where it's like, why do you have to have everybody be white or just black even right now?
Yeah, what's wrong with Asian or
exactly?
Even Hispanic
No, dude, I totally agree, man. I'm serious. Like I really mean this. I mean, I don't think the world is not just black and white. That's the thing. It's damn sure not just white.
No.
So I really applaud Ed Skrein for doing what he did, man.
It was very brave, dude. Especially in Hollywood, when it's like everybody wants to stab each other in the back to get that lead role, that role. That took some courage, man.
Right, dude, totally. And I would work with that guy just because he did that. For real. And the dude's like a fucking. He's like the blonde-eyed, blue-haired angel for a lot of people. You know, like he's like the example of like what the Aryan race would want.
And he stepped down. He said, "No, that's not right."
Exactly. So I applaud you, man.
Good on you.
And Daniel Day Kim, I'm glad you're stepping up to the plate, man. I'm glad it's gonna be.
Wasn't he on that like show that like all the main nation actors got fired? Hawaii 5-0, wasn't that?
Oh yeah. I forgot the controversy over that. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, it was like they wanted to get paid the same as like the white actors, and they were like, no,
they weren't getting paid the same.
They were not getting paid the same wages. Like
That's
I think like,
bullshit.
and they were main characters, and they're like, well, why not?
Yeah.
So they're like, we're leaving.
That's bullshit. For real, I hate. See, that's
I
the
never
shit
watched
I'm talking
the show.
about.
See, and
it's in Hawaii, where it's mostly like that's a shame.
Look, and I know it's fucked up.
Well, I'm really glad for you, man. Daniel Day, like for real, that you deserve something like this. You're a great actor too.
Good on you, man. I can't wait to see this movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on from Hellboy.
I got something I want to talk about.
Go ahead.
So Star Wars.
Oh,
Episode 9.
Shit. Yes, sir.
Titled whatever.
yeah. Not Colin Trevorrow's job anymore. That's the subtitle.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a little harsh.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, look, I dug The Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. You and I are both highly looking forward to The Last Jedi.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
I like Rian Johnson a lot.
Yes.
Like Brick, Looper.
Yep.
I never saw The Brothers Bloom. But
that's a good movie, man.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
But I don't know. I think 9 would always felt like a redheaded stepchild, in my opinion. Like
the last one,
because it's like when they announced that it was going to be Colin Trevorrow, I just didn't care.
I can see
Rian Johnson. I was like, that's badass.
Right.
JJ, I was like, okay, it's a good intro-wish.
Right.
I mean, he's hot, you know.
Right. Maybe they felt like Trevorrow. Maybe he had like an interesting take on the story or whatever.
Obviously not that interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, you
kind of wondered, like, did they have an overall plan, or were they just making the shit up as they went along?
I would like to think they had a plan, but I mean, from what we're seeing with with Chris Lord or Phil, what the fuck, Lord Miller. With having with them, like it seems like maybe things were a little changed down the road, or maybe things weren't exactly agreed upon like we thought they were. So it seems like the same situation kind of happened here. Like Kathleen Kennedy was not happy with the direction Colin Trevorrow was trying to go, and apparently he was a little cocky about his vision. Like not just confident. Like people will say, yes, he's very confident. Like I've heard like rumors that he's very into what he's doing at that moment. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, hey, it's going to be this, or I don't really care what anybody else's really opinion is.
Mm-hmm. And Kathleen's like, later.
Basically, because she's Kathleen Kennedy.
I mean, look, I've spoken with you about this. I said, doesn't this make you think, like, not that I want to bash Kathleen Kennedy. I don't think I don't know her, but I don't know Colin.
Right.
It feels like somebody should, like, or Lord Miller.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like someone's not doing their job.
Okay.
Because when a director is hired,
mm-hmm.
when a producer or production company hires a director,
mm-hmm.
everything should be agreed on before any deal is finalized. Like, this is the vision, this is the story, this is how we're going to do it. And either I feel like we should, either somebody should look at Kathleen, how she's running things, like, because if she's agreed how they're going to do it,
mm-hmm.
then that should be it.
Yes.
However, now the flip side of that coin is these directors should then, or these directors should be chastised because they're deviating away from what they originally agreed upon. So either she is not doing her job, or they're bad directors and lying and going back on their word of what they agreed. Mm-hmm. So, like, I feel like
could be a combination of both. You never know.
But
I do kind of feel I do agree with you. It's probably one or the other.
I mean, like, you can say, oh, well, it's this and that. Like, no, I feel like it should be one or the other. It's like, what is it? What is it? Like, I've been on sets where directors might make a change and the producer gets mad and they argue for a minute, and then but they move on. They continue forward. So, what happened? What's going on here?
Man, in my opinion, I honestly kind of feel like down the road things probably changed a little bit. Like as they were filming, there were probably more things going on like that. He was like, well, I don't really agree with this, actually. Like, he probably agreed on it, like, when they were first originally talking about all this stuff and, like, meetings and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were probably all fine with it. He, in the back of what somebody's head, they might have been like, well, we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. But when they actually got to set and actually started shooting things, maybe things he was kind of like, oh, that really doesn't work. Fuck, I should have said something.
Right.
And then they start saying something. Shit starts to get changed.
Right.
People start to have disagreements, big disagreements, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And it kind of came to a head eventually, man. Like, that's what we heard happen with Lord and Miller. Like, there's a lot of improv going on, because that's what they do. And, Star Wars isn't exactly... I'm not going to say it's not exactly akin to having a lot of improv in it. I don't know what happened with all the original. I don't know how much the scripts were originally how they originally were. But... it doesn't seem like Kathleen Kennedy was about changing midway.
I don't know. I mean, like, some of the ideas for the spin-offs, I've never been crazy about. Like, I had this discussion with somebody, and they said, would I ever want to direct, like, a Star Wars film? And I said, you know what? And I actually sat down and thought about this. Yes, if I could do one of the official, like, episodes. I wouldn't want to do one of these spin-offs.
Okay.
Because I just feel like they're unnecessary. Rogue One didn't...
Rogue One was very unnecessary, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think it was Max Landis, who said that it was actually cooler when you don't realize how all that happened.
Yeah, it's like the prequels kind of took the mystery of Darth Vader away. Rogue One kind of took the mystery of, like, how they, like, got this shit away. And now this will probably take the mystery away of what's so cool about Han Solo.
Yeah. I hope not, because I think... Ellen Eyrick is he's a really cool, like, young talent, man.
Oh, sure.
He's got the swagger that Han Solo needs.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't really. I feel like it's kind of unnecessary. Like, Han Solo's a cool character, but I also don't really care. At the same time, it's kind of like Boba Fett. Boba Fett's like a cool looking character, but, like, I don't need a Boba Fett spinoff.
I don't need a Yoda spinoff. I'm sure there's.
I will. Well, wait, hear me out.
Everything you're going to say is just...
No, I'm not. You don't know what I'm going to say yet.
I know exactly what you're going to say, but go ahead.
The only two spinoffs that I would say, okay, I'm interested to see what these are going to be about, would be an Obi-Wan spinoff and a Yoda spinoff. I would not mind seeing those. I don't feel like they're necessary. I don't feel like any of these spinoffs so far are necessary, to be honest. But... I would be on board with knowing more about Yoda, and I would be on board with knowing what happened with Obi-Wan in between the years of Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Because we really don't know what happens between there.
Do we need to know?
We don't need to know, but it would be interesting, and Ewan McGregor is the right age right now, where he could do that, and it'd be like he could still play Obi-Wan at that perfect age.
Mm-hmm.
And Yoda, I don't know shit about Yoda other than he's like an old little dude who lives on Dagobah who was the Jedi Grand Master. And honestly, maybe that's all I need to know, and that if that is all I end up knowing, that's fine. But it would be cool to go back. You can go back like 700, 800 years in the universe and kind of see what happened there.
Could work.
I think it'd be kind of cool. You can kind of.
But you don't need it. And this is
you don't need it. You don't need it. But it'd be interesting to see.
It's like Butch and Sundance in the early years. You don't need to know this
stuff.
stuff.
My God, I forgot that thing. God.
Dumb and Dumber.
Man.
You don't need these movies.
No, I can't compare them exactly to these films, but
no.
But I can understand what you're saying. Like, it is kind of like in the same vein, our idea. But I think they would do a much better job in those movies. But anyways, moving on. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's way more to say about that. J.J. Abrams is taking over.
Yes, sir.
Because we kind of moved off of the original subject.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we went on a rant there.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams coming back. Episode 9. Writing and directing.
I don't give a shit.
Really?
I don't care. I don't know. I wanted some new blood. I like the idea of going back to the original trilogy idea that it's going to be a new director for each one.
Yeah.
Even though, and Colin Trevorrow, I don't think he's a bad director. I just don't think he's a very good director. I mean, Jurassic World it's okay.
Yeah, just okay. Sorry.
I mean, it's better than 2 and 3.
Oh.
I'd go that far.
Okay.
Definitely better than 3. 2, I'd probably put just slightly above 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can understand.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just
done.
No, I wouldn't say done with him. I just said, like, well, I don't know. I feel like Rian Johnson's going to be some big shoes to fill. Like, somebody even suggested, well, just have Rian close it out.
Well, he wrote the treatment for 9.
Yeah, so then I thought, well, why not? But I still like the idea of having fresh blood in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're just getting JJ to come back and do it. It's just like,
Well,
to be fair, JJ hasn't directed anything since Force Awakens.
No, it's only like a couple of years. I'm sure he's been producing things, but like, I think, we'll see. He might have been writing this thing like the whole time. We don't even know it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Super 8, I was not really that impressed with Super 8.
It felt like Stranger Things did what Super 8 wanted to do.
Yes, I totally agree there. But
shit. Wouldn't that be, imagine that the Duffer Brothers doing Star Wars Episode 9.
Oh man, that'd have blown my brain out my ass, dude. That'd have been awesome,
right?
Man, that'd have been cool. I really would have. That'd have been a great announcement for real.
I know, right? Or what if they went like a real left field? What about the dude who directed it, Andy Muschietti?
Andy Muschietti, yeah,
directing Episode 9.
That'd have been cool too.
Because remember, originally, dude, they wanted David Lynch to do Return of the Jedi, dude, and everyone's like, oh, imagine his vision being all dark and fucked up.
That's
and shit.
true, man. Oh wow, yeah, dude.
And he turned down that to do Dune. So,
I mean, hey, Dune's a cult classic for a lot of people.
Sometimes.
But
look at those shots of the desert.
Yeah, I mean,
Return of the Jedi had shots of deserts too.
But actually, you know what? What about Justin Lin? Actually, what if he'd have done it? Because I really like Star Trek Beyond. I like him as a filmmaker in general.
Could work.
All right,
I said no. Could work. I mean,
did you see Beyond?
Beyond, I didn't, but I've seen Justin's other work.
Okay, all right.
No, that's actually not a terrible choice.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. It wouldn't have gone.
To be honest, though, my number one choice would have absolutely been Rian Johnson, though.
Rian Johnson.
Yeah, Rian Johnson.
To finish it out, but if you had to, like, but I'm saying I like the idea of a new blood in each one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, who else is out there right now that's young? Tim Miller, but we'll talk about him in a second. But like,
James Cameron, Episode 9.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't do it, but I don't think he would do it.
No, he absolutely would not. I can tell you right now.
Even though he's
there's talk of Steven Spielberg doing it, and I'm like, 20 years ago, great choice.
Yeah,
but
no, I'm done with Spielberg for right now. Until he comes out with Ready Player One, which I hope is good, because I started reading the book, and I love the book, man.
I just watched Big Friendly Giant the other day.
Okay, opinion.
I wasn't impressed, man. I wanted to be impressed because I love Spielberg. I hold out that Spielberg. I love Spielberg, dude. He's a hero of mine, dude. Like some of his films he did back in like the 80s, 70s, and even the 90s,
man. Yeah.
Were fucking phenomenal, man. And
actually, would have been a cool choice.
What was that?
Frank Darabont. If you're just going for old blood, like I know we want new blood.
Hold on, that's not a bad choice at all. I like Frank Darabont's work.
He's a great director, man. I hate that he's kind of been. I'm not gonna say he's been blacklisted, but he's kind of been on the fence.
Why?
Well, he had a lot of shit that went down with Walking Dead that I don't really know a whole lot about. But like,
really?
Yeah, they kicked him off basically.
Was it the network and shit?
Yeah, he had like some disputes, creative disputes and everything with I think Robert Kirkman too.
Really?
Yeah.
And dude, that's Frank Darabont who did
Green Mile, Shawshank
Redemption, The Mist, which I love The Mist.
Dude, Frank Darabont is a fantastic director. Seriously, he's probably one of my top 5, to be honest. I haven't seen a movie by him that he directed, at least, that was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think he could have brought like a really. Oh, man, he could have brought. It'd have been really cool, man. He was actually my choice too for The Dark Tower.
Oh, that would have been a great choice.
Oh
for the Dark
man,
Tower.
well, he's obviously a Stephen King fanatic.
Yeah.
And he does great with his material too.
Mm-hmm.
But just it sucks, man. JJ could bring some. Hopefully, we'll see, man. I don't want to hate on him yet. I can't exactly praise it yet either. But it's just kind of like I'm not super duper excited. I'm just like, this is okay.
I'm just normal excited.
yeah, right.
I'm just kind of like, nah. I'm just sort of like, all right, whatever.
I get it. I totally understand that, man.
Well, because then, like, here's my thing. JJ's good about building mystery and shit like that. So that's what I was like, him doing the first Star Wars. I'm like, okay, let him build some mystery and shit. Rian Johnson, take it to a darker thing, and then, but in my head, 9's got to be the payoff. Can JJ do a payoff?
Well, I guess we're gonna find out.
I guess
Because I'm sure shit's gonna hit the fan in 9.
We'll see.
It has to. This is the last of like the Star Wars movies we're probably going to get for at least maybe a good 5 years.
I would say 10 years.
You think?
I hope.
All right. I know we're getting 10, 11, 12. There's no way we're not going to get those.
See, man, I would love to do 10 or 11 or 12. Man.
Yeah?
Yeah,
you just might, man.
Well, we'll see.
Hey, you're just getting started, man.
If not, there's 13, 14, 15, right?
I mean, hey, I'm not going to say Star Wars is probably going to go for a long ass time.
Dude, you mean by the time we're both 70 years old, we ain't going to see a couple more Star Wars movies.
I
Official, not these.
Oh, I think we will. I think Star Wars is going to be a generational thing. I really do.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're going to do. Okay. So, any more about Star Wars? You good?
I'm good. I'm just like I said. I'm on the fence. Like I just feel like there could have been other choices.
I agree. I agree, dude. Yeah. Okay, but moving on. I mentioned Tim Miller earlier. So, officially announced this morning, Tim Miller. We already knew this, but Tim Miller officially announced in a press release as the director for Terminator 6, with James Cameron producing. Congratulations, bud.
Congratulations.
I think he's a fantastic choice. I love what he did with Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Very small story. Obviously made a huge budget to box office ratio.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim Miller's wicked talented, man. For real. He knows special effects. He knows when to use CGI. He knows when to use practical. And Deadpool's only $60 million.
Yeah. By a lot of standards, is a very low budget film for a summer blockbuster.
Oh, dude, and look, it looks great. Great story.
And it was one of the better films that came out last year.
Absolutely, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so many new fans for Deadpool now because of that.
It definitely made my top 3.
Awesome.
Might have even been number 2, I think.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on Tim Miller?
Do we want to talk about
the event?
Yeah.
I think we should say something about that. Man.
So, Mr. Johnson and Mr. Nielsen.
Yeah, boy.
Apparently, there's going to be a little
screening
limited event.
Yeah, boy.
Well, it's a screen. They're going to be live, right?
Yeah. So
we're going to be literally maybe hundreds of feet away from the men themselves.
Yep. James Cameron and Tim Miller, man. So on September 19th at 7:30 p.m., we got a special conversation with Mr. James Cameron and Mr. Tim Miller. Together.
We will be there.
Yes, in one room.
Do you think there'll be a Q&A?
I don't think so, honestly. I think it's going to be an interviewer asking the whole thing. If they do a Q&A, that'd be holy shit.
Prince knocking dude out and get up to that line.
Right?
But wait, hold on. What
would I ask? Yeah, right?
I get a very thorough question I want to ask.
What would you ask?
Well, it would be directed towards Jim, and I guess, towards Tim.
Okay.
Well, Jim, it'd be in the past, you've said that you didn't want to do a third movie, that you felt the first two were really gonna tell the full story.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other interviews when you were working on T2 3D The Ride that you were setting up things for a third film.
Good.
Now, obviously, they made a third film, they made a fourth film, they made a fifth film.
Huh?
But
did they?
Well, I mean, I can't vouch that they're good, but the films were made under those titles.
No.
However, did you know, is this movie going to be that third film that you envisioned? Like, or is this something completely new? I mean, and Tim, like, what, has he spoken to you about, like, what his original plan was? Like how close to your original idea is this going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Without giving any details away.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my question.
That's a damn good question.
Very good question. Dude, you got to think, what's the shit you always wanted to know?
Mm-hmm.
Will Michael Bean be back?
Oh, dude, that's gonna be a fanboy question for sure. Honestly, yeah, I wasn't gonna go in as depth as you did. I think that's a perfect encompassing question for real.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my question honestly would have been, what were you gonna do for T3 originally?
And is this going to be at all like? Is any of that being carried over to this movie?
I hope so, man.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I know he wrote the treatment for T3 already.
Right.
It's great. I actually get to say T3. You know, it's T6, but like...
the internet's calling it T6.
Yeah, fuck the internet.
Fuck the internet.
Yeah, but...
Fuck him up its ass.
I'm Tim Burton! Who the fuck does he think he is? But anyways.
Fuck that Smith.
But, I really... I'm hoping, like, he retained a lot of what he was going to do originally. I hope that this movie is not influenced by T4, 5, and 6, and even 3. Even though I enjoyed 3, I didn't say it was really a great movie. Too much comedy, sorry, but it did have too much comedy in it. It just didn't feel like Terminator, man.
I know.
The 3, 4, and 5, they're not Terminator films to me. They really aren't.
They're watered down fanboy fan fiction.
They really are. They just happen to have Arnold in them and a big actor,
and someone who calls himself John Connor and Kyle Reese.
Exactly, man. But shout out to Anton Yelkin. You did a great job. I mean, rest in peace.
Soul, man.
He did a fantastic job as Kyle Reese. I think he's the only thing I would have liked to have carried on.
Right. Everyone else, you sucked.
Wow. All right.
Fuck Jonathan Mostow. Fuck Nick G. Fuck.
Oh, and Nick Stahl. I got to give credit to Nick Stahl. You
were great in Sin City and Bully, buddy.
Damn.
And that's all I'll say.
Well, I liked him.
He's no Edward Furlong.
He's not. I would love Edward Furlong to go back.
Eddie, could you not just stay clean for a couple months just so we...
I mean...
but then at the end of the day, it's like you just basically put Eddie in a big summer bad film.
Yeah.
But it would have been something nice, man.
It would have been something nice to see them reunited, but at the same time, like you just said, with that script, it would have been just as disappointing. It'd probably been more disappointing. Because, like, wow, they gave him this shit?
Yeah, I know.
But anyways, yeah. So yeah, at this conversation, we're also going to get to actually see them speak, but we also get another screen. We've already seen it.
T2 3D.
Yeah, right after.
People went to go see it.
We
were like theater. How would you describe it? It was only like maybe a third full.
It was about halfway.
I wouldn't say that.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think there were that many people there.
Oh man, I thought they were a pretty good little amount.
Yeah, okay, but you know what, man? I
saw it for the first time.
I know, it's great, right?
I cried, dude. I cried and everything.
Like, yeah, you cried.
It was.
I did.
Good.
I had to pee, but I forgot how long the movie was.
Yeah, it was great, man.
No, Jim Cameron, about when he personally converts to 3D, he knows what he's doing.
Yes.
Yeah, and like it makes it fun 3D. It's not like
no.
Yeah.
I agree. It felt.
And I saw Titanic in 3D, so I can vouch. And all I can say is that scene where he's drawing Kate Winslet. I was like, yeah, 3D got so much better all of a sudden. Like when you're watching a 3D movie, sometimes you see some scenes are more 3D.
Right.
I was like, 3D suddenly just perked up all of a sudden.
Literally perked up.
Like I was just like, my ex is like, Nick, stop it. I reach for the screen.
But man, yes, seeing T2 in 3D was a great experience, man. It really felt like I'd seen the movie for the first time.
Yeah.
Hope
Aliens.
Aliens would be awesome, man.
Even the first Alien would probably be a cool 3D conversion.
It'd be cool, but I don't think, unfortunately, Cameron probably doesn't have the rights to that one.
Nah, and like Ridley Scott's probably.
Whatever. Prometheus and Alien Covenant sucked.
Let's talk about something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's deviate. It was Terminator. Hey, we're going to this event, and we're excited. This is cool. All good news.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? And like, maybe this goes back to like maybe me being kind of about JJ coming back. It's like, how do you feel about a director that comes back after like so long, like to a franchise, they came back and like you hear the George Miller with Mad Max Fury Road and how it's great, but then you hear like the George Lucas who comes back and does the prequels, or Ridley Scott who comes back and does like a Prometheus and an Alien Covenant, and man, and they just drop the fucking ball, man, and like. Do you honestly feel like at a certain point, like, is it cool when an old director comes back, or do you think like at a certain point it's a rare case and like maybe they should just hand it off and
I'll say
maybe oversee it? Because like you got okay, well, this is
go ahead.
The last would be like because you got James Cameron, who's not directing, he's doing. Granted, you argue he's doing 4 Avatar films.
He is.
So he's going to give it to a hot new talent.
Yeah.
With Tim Miller. Now, Ridley Scott did the same with Blade Runner, and he's handing it off to motherfucker.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he build him?
Yeah. And great guy, dude. Did all... Arrival, Prisoners.
Sicario.
Yep. So, do you think that maybe the original guy should just oversee it and hand it off to a young blood, or do you think they should step in and do it themselves? I mean, what do you think? Because there's arguments for both.
I personally think that a lot of filmmakers who are a little bit older, like Ridley Scott, for example, and James Cameron, like in their 60s, 70s up, the ideas they had back in the 80s and 90s are a little outdated. And when they try to bring them into, like, you know, the 2000s and whatnot, I think they do try to actually update them and make them, like, relevant to nowadays. But there's always going to be that underlying... connectivity to like when they originally wrote it, that time period, and it's kind of hard to erase that. I think that's one reason like why Alien Covenant, Prometheus really don't work as well, is because they're kind of going with like an 80s aesthetic, and it doesn't really it's boring, man. It's kind of boring now to see movies like that.
Well, if you want to go and watch the original, that's a different story.
Right.
You're watching an old movie, and it still holds up, but
and I'm not saying like, because obviously audiences nowadays have ADD like crazy, so they can't really sit down and watch like a long movie without like wanting to get up and like be on their phones or whatever. I'm not saying that. I think people will go to watch long movies as long as they're good. I just feel like these scripts are kind of quickly put together, so nobody new will jump on them because the old creator kind of doesn't want anybody else to do it but them. Sometimes.
So is that the director or is that the writer?
I think that is a little bit of both.
I can't give the writer a fault because you can take a bad script and turn it into a good movie. Like Home Dude who did Arrival and Prisoners.
Okay, yeah.
Prisoners, not really that good of a script. But
great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
But it's what he did with the script. Because you can take maybe a script that's...
You read the script for Prisoners?
Yeah. And it's all right.
The movie's great.
The movie's fantastic. That's what I'm saying. You can take a mass script, and if you have a certain vision of how you want to like see it get done, whether it's like, okay, we just have to like recut this or do this, but like we just take what is written in the script.
Is that what happened?
Kind of.
Okay, because Prisoners is a great movie.
It's a great movie. Script, it's okay.
Really?
It's kind of by the book, sort of a little generic.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you told me that.
Look, Ghostbusters is the same way. The original, man, it's like the script is, and that's the shooting script. That's not even like, But then you got Bill Murray, who kind of improvs a little, and the other characters and the actors and they're charming and shit like that. They decide to shoot it like a horror film and stuff like that, and then they do something different. Oh, we haven't seen this before. This is interesting. So. I can't argue that it's the writer because you can take an script and like turn it into something gold. Okay. I
have to agree then. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gave me some really good examples just then.
Yeah. Okay. So I honestly think it's the talent behind it, man.
Okay. Yeah. The directing, me.
Sometimes.
Okay. All right. The director and who's involved, like in just production-wise.
Well, sometimes lightning can just strike, man.
That's true. You're right, man. Sometimes you catch it in a bottle.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't. Okay.
So I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Like. I mean, look, Force Awakens was just a few years ago. We're not talking about, like, Ridley Scott, who came back 40 years later.
Right, of course.
Yeah. But with JJ, it's kind of like, oh, well, I've seen what he can do. And this should be the finale. This should be, like, the closeout,
Right.
Yeah.
It might just be that right time. We don't know. It could be the wrong time, too. I hope not.
We'll see.
But, we'll see.
Because Home Dude did Blade Runner. He's doing the new Blade Runner.
Didn't even know yet.
What if he had done Episode 9? Because this movie's about to come out and shit.
That would have been a good choice. I feel like he's got something lined up after this. So.
No, you're right.
That's
wow,
why.
Disney could come up with a fucking dump truck full of money. And,
Hey, that's true.
Push that shit back a little.
But I'm not sure if he's doing Sicario 2 or not.
But if you wanted to see Episode 9 by that dude instead of Sicario 2, which would you want to see?
It's kind of hard. I really like Sicario.
Right, who's in Sicario? That's
who's in it?
Yeah, who's the star of that one?
Benicio del Toro.
Who's in Episode 8?
Oh shit!
You didn't even think about that.
No, I didn't. I did not. Wow.
We don't know if he's carrying over to 9 or not. Like that dude could be like had his head blown off by the end of it.
Yeah, true. I didn't know about that at all. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, blew him out a little bit there.
I know, right?
So with regards to Tim Miller kind of taking over the franchise,
with Terminator.
Yeah, with Terminator.
Well, let's not count all our eggs till they hatch. That's
Okay.
all I'll say. Why don't we just focus on making one good movie first,
Right.
then we can talk about this trilogy. Because the last 3 movies, we're talking about a fucking trilogy.
Right.
And the trilogy of bad movies we've gotten kept saying, oh, no, this is going to be the beginning of a trilogy.
Right.
And then it's just like, why don't we make one good movie first, and then we'll talk trilogy.
Right. So one thing I do kind of like is that James Cameron wrote the treatment for quote-unquote T6, which right now is just being called Terminator. And he just handed it off to the studio and Tim Miller. So Tim Miller is probably going to... I don't know who's writing this movie. I'm going to assume it's probably Tim Miller and somebody else.
You know, he says he wrote the treatment. I feel like he's had a fucking script in his drawer for the last 25, 30 years now. That's T3.
Probably.
Yeah, he's just like, here you go.
Yeah.
You know? Probably maybe update it a little bit, you know, like some shit, but like, here you go, buddy.
Right. But that's good. That's still fine though, because like if Tim Miller might have a very interesting like take on what he wants to do with everything.
Well, from what I heard, James Cameron was like a big cheerleader for Deadpool because he saw the potential in that, and no studio at the time wanted to make it.
Well, I mean,
he said, "Dude, you got something."
James is like that guy, man, he's like one of the original guys who took a smaller budget and made like a blockbuster out of it.
Yeah,
the Terminator.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, like you go from like what was it, a $6 million film that's like a hit.
Yeah.
And then you go and then you ask for the sequel. I want $100 million.
Yeah, for a movie that's not even his originally.
Yeah, and it's one of the highest grossing films of all time, and probably considered one of the best action films of all time.
Right.
God damn, I love T2.
Absolutely. Well, I was referencing Aliens also, like when he asked for.
Oh, that's right, because he did Aliens right after the first Terminator.
Exactly, man.
Gosh.
And that was like a huge budget movie compared to like T1. And that wasn't, like I said, that was not. That's.
I got a podcast we got to talk about. I found some interesting news about like the making of Aliens.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's a lot of conflict.
All right.
They weren't in the British crew.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's pretty much all for the Terminator stuff right now. But a good transition to this is like speaking of directors who are coming back to an old franchise, we'll say quote unquote again. How you feeling about M. Night?
Yeah.
Coming back, doing Split. Surprise! It's a sequel to Unbreakable, and now we get to the conclusion in 2019 or 2018, I think.
Right. Glass.
Yeah. How you feeling about that, man? That's dude. All right, he goes from making Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, 2 decent movies. I like both of them.
I'd call them beyond decent.
Okay,
They're both A's in my opinion.
Okay, all right. I like them too. I'm just saying, like
Signs. I say it's a B, but it's a B.
I enjoyed
movie.
Signs.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a well-made film.
But then he does the Village, The Happening.
Lady in the Water.
I like Lady in the Water, but it wasn't. But it did bomb.
The Last Airbender.
Oh God.
After Earth. You look like you almost want to throw up for a second.
I kind of did.
But they did The Visit, which was like a real scaled back completely. That was maybe like a $3 million film.
Now that was his first movie in Blumhouse, correct?
Yeah. Horror film.
Yeah.
I watched it. It was on my HBO
good?
account. I enjoyed it.
He directed that, right?
He directed it. It's a found footage film. But it's done really well, and it's kind of scary. And shock, there's a twist.
Oh, really? An M. Night film? Wow.
But it's a good fucking twist. I was like, I did not see that coming.
Awesome. Okay.
Because the trailers make it look like it might be like some sort of something's paranormal or something, and then I don't want to ruin it.
All right.
It's pretty good.
So do you feel like maybe Blumhouse, I've heard that Blumhouse probably had a lot to do with his kind of resurgence.
Well, they saw, look, we got talent, just shape it a little better. That's what I heard. They kind of just told them that, tone it back a little bit, just do this a little bit. Just do this, sharpen it a little bit. Because at a certain point, dude, you do The Sixth Sense, you do Unbreakable, you do Signs. And
out there shit that gets big budget, or big box office.
Well, his first couple films does really well.
Yeah.
This guy's the next Hitchcock. And then there for a hot second, no one can really give him notes.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of getting a little big for his britches.
Okay.
I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm just saying this is my theory.
I got you. No, that makes sense though.
Yeah. So then he hits a series of flops because he gives into his own ego a little bit, and then comes back to Blumhouse to do a smaller film. Blumhouse is like, look, man, you're good. Just sharpen it a little bit, man. Like, and just kind of give him a few notes, but like constructive notes.
Yes.
Not stuff like you suck, you're terrible. It's like, no, man, just change this a little. Just change that a little bit.
Okay.
Man. Like, you'll have a better film. And you know what? Split was one of my favorite films. Like, it's my top 3 films that came out this year.
Okay.
I love Split.
Okay, Split's great. Okay.
Yeah. The Visit, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a solid little film.
I'm gonna check that out actually. I haven't seen it yet.
Right. Dude, I am stoked for Glass, man. That's
yes.
Yeah, and dude, Sam Jackson's back, Bruce Willis is back, got McAvoy on board with that shit, and the girl from The Witch, Anna Taylor.
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Man, she's great in that movie.
Anya Taylor-Joy or something like that.
I loved her in that movie, man. So it's like you're combining these two worlds, man. It's sort of like a little mini cinematic universe itself, but it's done right. It's like there's not this big there's not this big oversaturation of
we gotta get a franchise.
Yeah. And he's like, no, I got a story to tell, and like it just happens to be connected to the shit.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's smart.
Yeah, man.
But that's from a creative level. That's where that's just me on a creative level saying, well, I don't hate cinematic universes. I just hate when they're done with the idea of money and not from a creative point of view. Yes. Like Tarantino does it, love it. Kevin Smith does it,
yes,
love it.
Yes.
Marvel does it, but it's the source makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Even though we already know it's all set up to be a franchise thing,
once they got the Disney bucks, man, come on.
Why not? Why not?
It's cool. You could technically argue that like some of the Disney animated shit, it's secretly connected to the Pixar shit.
Okay, yes.
There's a huge theory that like I think it's like Tarzan and Tangled, Frozen, and Aladdin, no, Hercules. Yeah, Hercules and Aladdin, technically. Or they're all connected.
Really?
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
Oh, shit. I'll have to look that up then. Yeah. I've heard about the Frozen Tarzan thing.
There's that, but then the ship from that Ariel goes to, that she's attacked by the shark, that's the same ship that fucking Frozen, like that's the parents, like the ship they get on. So at the bottom, that's the ship that crashed and it's under the sea.
Oh, shit.
And then they talk about how, like, Ariel and Hercules are related because her dad is King Triton.
Oh! Wow! Okay, Hercules, or Zeus's bro.
Yeah.
Whoa!
And then, technically speaking, in the cartoons, but there's still a little wiggle room, but they did have a Hercules Aladdin crossover once, where it was a young Hercules and Aladdin.
Wow.
It was a full episode, yeah. Jafar and Hades teamed up to try to defeat the two.
Dude, okay.
It was a full episode, too.
Awesome, man. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So little shit like that is fine, but when you're not trying to throw it in everyone's face, like, hey, remember that movie? Hey, remember that movie?
Yeah, exactly. That's when you know it's just kind of like a cash grab.
Now, with that said, I think Kevin Feige, who runs Marvel, I think he's kind of smart about it. Like, he tries to just make good movies with everyone. He doesn't try to say, okay, it's a sequel, just pump it out. No, he tries to hire good talent, and he tries to make sure it's the best movie it can possibly be. Like, Thor Ragnarok does not feel like Thor 3. It feels like, damn, this is a fun movie. Like, Hulk and Thor. And
own individual thing.
Doctor Strange was a fun movie. It's like
own individual thing could be. It doesn't feel necessarily like it's connected until you see the connections.
Yeah. So like I think he tries. There's obviously some shit like in the Avengers, that's an event movie.
Right.
So it's I get it, but like
with the thing I love about Split specifically is the fact that it really caught me by surprise. I was like,
fucking ending,
dude. I was like, no, they're not gonna. What? But just the whole.
So you didn't know it, right?
I had no clue.
I read a spoiler, and then I was like, I have to go see it now.
Dude,
and I didn't tell Brittany.
Oh, did she see Unbreakable before?
I think she didn't remember it, and then when we were done, she was like, oh, I don't get it. So then we came home that night. I popped the DVD in, and we watched Unbreakable. Like as soon as we got home, I popped the DVD in, and we fucking watched it.
Awesome.
And she was just like, oh, hey, that would be a cool movie.
That's awesome, man. But just I seeing Split all the way through. Well, before you saw the ending, I was just like, oh, that was a pretty cool
Do you want to know what my review was for Split? I said, Split was great. It was the best M. Night Shyamalan film since Unbreakable.
Hint.
I know. Oh, that's all I left it at. Then somebody said, see what you did there.
Yeah. But I love Split. Actually, that's another one I want to watch again, too. But,
I was like, I got Unbreakable over here. So it's like,
I know you have Unbreakable,
yeah. God damn, man. It's just...
Split was its own it totally functions as its own individual movie. The fact that it is a sequel to Unbreakable,
and it's totally a horror film, dude. But it's
absolutely.
But it's also sort of a weird superhero film.
Yeah, when you look at it like what it really is, it's like.
But dude, when you think about that, doesn't like M. Night could be opening up a whole new market within these franchises. Like, dude, imagine if they did like a Carnage movie or like a Joker movie that's like
in that universe or something.
Yeah, but it's a much smaller movie.
Yeah,
but like it doesn't need to be a summer tentpole, man. Like release it in give it a much smaller budget, man. Make it like a more personal, like scary film. And shit like that.
Is Blumhouse under Sony?
Huh?
Is Blumhouse under Sony?
I forget who they're under.
Okay.
I don't think they're under Sony. I think they're under like Warner Brothers or something.
Okay.
Because they do the Insidious movies. And
Okay.
Did they do Conjuring too?
Conjuring, yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think that's all under Warner Brothers.
Okay, all right. I think it's Warner Brothers or Paramount. I can't remember.
One of the two, yeah.
Well, yeah, man, Split.
Or they might be their own individual thing, and they just occasionally go to different ones. But I think it's predominantly
like Legendary was doing, kind of.
What's that?
Like Legendary kind of was doing.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, man, but Split was a wonderful little individual film, and just the fact that it was a sequel to something that is beloved to me and you personally, like, just kind of was this icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Man, Glass, man. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about Glass? We don't know anything really. Just know that everybody's gonna be back. What are your thoughts on it?
Man, we got fucking Sam Jackson.
Yeah,
we got Bruce. Hopefully, Bruce. Like, you got Shyamalan.
He's looking for David in this one.
He's hunting him. Yeah. They said they actually have a few encounters. Can you imagine, back alleyway, he's the beast about to best, and then fucking David in that hood just, grabs him or something like that.
With his super strength and shit.
Yeah, but the beast got super strength, too.
I know, bro.
Oh, man, we tried to eat David,
We'll see, man. We didn't really see what the beast is really fully capable of yet.
Technically, we didn't really see what David's fully capable of, man. He's had a couple years, so a lot of shit could happen between now and then. Damn. And then you got Sam Jackson's. I hope they bring that fucking hair back, man. I just want that.
I think so. What if it's all white or something?
It's got a white streak.
Yeah.
Dude, Elijah Price. I've gone on record. Elijah Price is one of my favorite cinematic characters. I love his character, dude. He's such a tragic villain.
Apparently he's running everything behind the scenes in this one.
So, man, you gotta. What if it was revealed, man? He had a connection with some shit in the Split, man. What if he's the dude that hired him at the zoo or something?
I was just about to say something like that.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it! Sam Jackson loves this character.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Dude, he's been telling M. Night, when am I gonna play this again?
Yeah.
Damn, man. I know, and I makes me want to watch Unbreakable again.
Man.
I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. It's every couple of years, man. It's there's a film I look forward to, and then I get either it happens, I'm excited, but then it's over, or I watch it and I get let down because it's maybe not a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as that one's over, I look forward to the next one.
Yep.
There's
exactly.
Glass is one, dude. I am secretly looking really forward to.
No, fuck the secret.
No, I'm just, man. I just. Like this year, man, we saw It, and It delivered. Now I'm really stoked about It Part 2. I'm stoked for The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually kind of secretly looking forward to Jay and Bob Reboot. I just want that to be a good return to form to Kevin.
Okay, that's something you can talk about for a minute, actually. Wasn't there some news on that yesterday?
Yeah, they're going to be shooting here in the next month or two.
I'm glad, man.
This month, I think they're going to start shooting with me.
Okay.
This month, yeah.
Great. Well, we talked about it before. I know we're both pretty disappointed. No, we're not getting Clerks 3. We're not.
Well, you know what? We're not getting Clerks 3 right now.
Yeah. Okay.
You never know. That could change. You never know. Jeff
That's
Anderson could wake up tomorrow and be like, Kev, I was wrong. Let's do it.
That's possible. That's very possible. We just lost Elisa Spoonhour. So
I know.
Kind of tough right now.
Yeah. Mallrats did not. Mallrats.
Yeah.
Die Hard in the Mall did not get picked up.
Right.
And it's a shame, dude, because when he said, well, we'll do it as a miniseries, I said, oh, that's pretty cool.
Is that what he's going to do officially now?
That's what he wanted to do, because that's one of those rare things where, Universal owns the rights to Mallrats.
Oh, okay.
So he owns the rights to Jay and Bob.
Got you.
But they officially own the rights.
Because Mallrats was his first bigger budget movie.
Yeah. And he said, he said he looks back in hindsight, he wishes he could have just waited a year or two and just done it at Dimension Films.
They would have given them to him.
Oh, yeah. But, Universal wanted him to basically, do Clerks at the Mall.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, in the style of like a Porky's or something like that. You know, that's why it's
kind of what we got.
Yeah, that's there's a little nudity.
I like Mallrats.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
And it really is.
Definitely 90s as hell. Like, that's what I kind of like about it, though.
Yeah. So it's a shame that we didn't get to, we aren't, but we aren't getting to see that movie yet. But I just gotta think, man. Look, Kevin doing TV sounds like a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And like
he doesn't do television except for Comic Man, right?
Clerks.
The TV series. That's right.
The cartoon.
Was that any good?
The cartoon?
Yeah.
On the whole, all 6 episodes.
Okay, there's only 6.
Yeah. ABC canceled after episode 2.
Oh well, damn.
It feels like Clerks meets The Simpsons. With a hint of Family Guy. It's actually really funny.
I was gonna say, that's not a bad combination at all.
No, I'm like, fans have asked him, why don't you take it to like somewhere like Adult Swim? And he goes, I have. Nobody wants to pick it back up.
Adult Swim wouldn't do that?
That's weird, right?
That's very weird.
It's like, you'll do Squidbillies, but you won't do Clerks.
Exactly. Well,
you'll do Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but you won't do Clerks.
And he hasn't. Well, I'm sure he's tried Netflix and Hulu.
I mean, at a certain point, man, I imagine he's probably just like, I've got other things. I know, it's a shame.
Oh, well. Okay, well, brief note, too, he's also, I'm assuming he just finished Comes the Krampus then already.
Oh, no, that got canceled altogether.
No!
Yeah, because of the Krampus movie, he said...
Wait, what's the movie he was filming then, recently?
Oh, he's a guest director on it. It's called, Kilroy?
Kilroy, okay, so
Which started as Comes the Krampus, but then he rewrote it towards this new original urban...
Okay, so he's still credited as co-writer.
Yeah, well, I think, yeah.
Okay, so...
But he's only a guest director on it because it's an anthology film.
Oh, okay, see, I thought that was a full film.
Comes the Krampus, no, it was even supposed to be an anthology film.
Okay.
All the different things of, like,
Christmas
Krampus stories and shit.
Oh, okay. And that was his idea.
Yeah, but then the Krampus movie came out, and he didn't want to piggyback off it, so he just said, well... So then he came up with this new idea called Kilroy, which is like this urban myth he had heard from, like, World War II about a soldier that went crazy and then lived out in the swamps and kind of turned into a monster or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give that a chance. I'm not against it. I
gave Tusk a chance. I enjoyed Tusk.
I love Tusk. I saw Tusk in theaters. You saw it in theaters too, right?
Of course I did.
You know it's fun when I love seeing a movie even though it's like super duper small, or you're in a theater just full of like maybe 8 to 10 people, and you're all laughing at the same jokes and everything because you get it, you understand. You know, like we sit after the credits and listen to the podcast.
Oh, sure.
I love that stuff.
Dude, I mean, like when he actually does horror, he's good.
I think so. Red State, bro. Yeah.
Dude, Red State's sort of a weird horror film because it's horror, it's kind of action.
It's psychological, man.
Yeah. John Goodman, man's got a great role in that movie.
Yes.
Him and Michael Parks. Oh, dude, man.
I kind of think that role kind of, I'm not going to say it resurgence his career, but like it kind of gave him a little bit more.
Well, he's not just waiting to pop up in Tarantino films.
Right, exactly. Because he did 10 Cloverfield Lane after that, too.
Oh, you're talking about John Goodman. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about Michael Parks.
Oh, no. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, and he also did, what's the one Affleck did that he won the Oscar for?
Argo, yes.
Yeah. Well, both of them were both in that movie.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't see Argo.
Yeah. Well, because there's a funny story where, like, he talks about, like, say, you and Ben Affleck hang out. He goes, yeah, I sent him a print of Red State, and he liked it. And then, like, a week later, I saw in the press John Goodman cast in Argo. I said, oh, that's what I knew.
I remember that.
And then he's just like, the female lead, the older woman, cast in Argo.
Melissa Leo?
Yeah, he's like, okay, that's a coincidence. And then, like, I was going to, like, do some work on, and Michael Parks came over to do some work on Red State. He says, hey, I'm going to be doing a day or two on your buddy's film.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's like, God damn it, Ben.
Hey, man, he saw opportunities. Like, hey, these are good actors. Hey, why not?
Oh, sure.
I can understand.
Right.
But anyways, yeah, back to Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Excited.
Yeah, because you know what, man, I get not wanting to put Jay and Bob in every movie. But why not just make a View Askew film that takes place in that world? You don't have to reference much of the characters. It can be its own world. Like, it can be its own story. But, because it's like, it's...
That's what this is going to be, kind of, ain't it?
Well, I mean, we bring back Jay and Bob.
Okay.
And Brian O'Halloran said that he's coming back and possibly playing one or two of the old characters.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to be if he's going to play Dante or...
I kind of hope he doesn't play Dante.
Well, like, there's so many other characters he's played, like Gil Hicks, Grant Hicks.
Yeah. Somebody said it might be one of the Hicks, actually.
Yeah. It could be a new Hicks, for all we know.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Bob Hicks, you know?
Right.
Like, God damn it, you all look alike.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm moderately excited for Jay and Silent Bob reboot, but like I kind of want to go back and revisit Strikes Back.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen that movie in like almost a decade. I think
it's just it's like Mallrats. It's a fun movie.
and that's totally fine. I mean,
Yeah,
I understand that. Like, I don't.
Well, like with Kevin, it's like he either makes really good films or he just makes fun movies.
Right, and that's totally his style, man. I'm down with it. I mean, I did not enjoy Yoga Hosers, but
here's my problem. I actually loved his daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter, Lily and Harley Quinn.
had good chemistry.
They had very good chemistry. I just felt like, man, this should be a better script. And I personally, as a writer, I had like some like, man, if you just change it out, and you don't want to think like that because it's his baby.
I get you.
Yeah.
But you know what just gets me is like, whenever I see a Kevin Smith movie, I'm like, this shit looks good. His movies always look really, really good.
Yeah, even though he talks about, like, oh, my movies just look kind of boring. I'm like,
no, they look. I think they look. Visually, I'm very fascinated by the way he shoots. Like even with something like I just explored this because you told me about it, Jersey Girl. Like Jersey Girl is a fantastic looking movie.
Yeah,
and it's not a bad movie either.
No, it's a solid B, man. Like B plus even.
Don't see why he.
I know why, because you come off the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, everybody wants that same movie.
Yeah, but the dude, okay. You can't. That's not what artists do, man. That's not what we do.
I think by having Jennifer Lopez in the movie maybe hurt it a little bit.
Hurt it?
Yeah.
Okay,
that was right.
thing?
Yeah, I was right in the height of that.
Okay.
And Geely had come out the year before and it bombed.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, another film with them.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor for sure. Then.
But if you just, but you gotta remember, I didn't give a shit about any of that. I didn't see Geely, and I didn't follow the tabloids with all that stuff. I just watched it on its own merit, and I saw Jersey Girl in theaters. I liked it.
Geely?
No, Jersey Girl.
Jersey Girl. Okay.
Yeah, I saw Jersey Girl in theaters, and I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I've never seen Geely in my life.
Oh, okay.
I have no desire to see it.
I haven't seen it either. I've heard like awful things, but like I kind of doubt it's that bad.
I think that movie is that bad. Jersey Girl, it's solid.
I don't think Jersey Girl's a bad movie.
Not at all.
I really don't. Man.
No, 100%.
Yeah, but I just think Kevin's, like you've talked about this before, he's a little hard on himself, man.
Oh, he's totally hard on himself, man. He's a good filmmaker.
I think that's what kind of hurts him more, man, because he always is saying he's just, no, I'm not really a filmmaker.
Dude, you're totally a filmmaker. It's like, you've made some great things. Chasing Amy, Clerks, Dogma.
Right.
Clerks 2. I love Clerks 2. Red State. I mean, like, these are all...
To be honest, like, in the past decade, the ideas he's come up with, like including stuff like Tusk and even Yoga Hosers, I didn't like it, but still, the fact that he's going forward and actually getting these things made, that's pretty big, man.
Yeah, totally.
I really think so. I think his confidence has improved a lot.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I don't know, man. Maybe he could rock a Blumhouse thing, and Blumhouse said, why don't you just do this?
I was just about to say, I really would like for him to go full on with another horror movie.
We got a script. Maybe we just pitch it to him and be like, hey, Kev.
Dude, wait.
Don't. No. I'm sorry I put that in your head now.
No. Seriously, I didn't even think about that.
I thought about it, but then I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Why?
I don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
I'm a selfish bastard.
All right. No, that's not selfish. That's your creation.
But to be fair, he'd be a short list.
Yeah. I still like him to have a cameo.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But yeah, we'll talk about that later, guys.
Yeah.
You didn't even hear that, actually.
Yep.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for the topics I had.
That's it. That's all I got, bud.
Okay, all right, guys. We're gonna close this episode out then. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Johnson and Nielsen. I am your co-host, Prince Johnson.
I'm Nickolaus Nielsen,
and we will talk to you guys on the next time.
Later.